Good afternoon, Professor. My name is Gianni Macchio, and today I'm going to be presenting to you my capstone project, which is on Advanced Microdynamics, or AMD for short. So to start, I'm going to tell you a little bit about AMD. So they were founded in 1969 by Jerry Sanders. Their headquarters are located in Santa Clara, California. They're mainly known for providing CPUs and GPUs for both businesses and consumer markets, and their revenue mainly flows from their operating segments, which include data center, client, gaming, and embedded centers. Out of these four centers, the data center and embedded centers are the highest forms of revenue that AMD achieves from. And this is to ensure a broad income base. And for the sector that they're in, which is technology and semiconductors, is very important because it is a very competitive industry, as we can see here. As for their competition in their market, NVIDIA, which is their fiercest rival, is renowned for its graphics processors or its GPUs. Intel, which is in significant competition with its central processing units or its CPUs. And Qualcomm, which holds competition in semiconductors and wireless telecommunication product areas. As for stock market activity, AMD share price is up 623% as of January 2019, and compare this to the S&P 500, which is up 82.5% over the same time. When comparing AMD against its competitors such as Intel, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and Broadcom, it is noticed that the whole industry is outperforming. And out of all these competitors, AMD is having the second best performance out of its stocks, out of the company's stocks for the past 5 years. And they they become just behind NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is up nearly 1,600% as of January of 2019. And just to put this in perspective, AMD's performance is nearly double that of Broadcom and Qualcomm. For company news, AMD acquired Xilinx in early 2022 for $49 billion. Xilinx is renowned as an American technology and semiconductor business that primarily sells programmable logic chips. So with this acquisition, AMD now offers one of technology sector's strongest portfolios of high-performing and adaptive computing capabilities that include systems such as GPUs, CPUs, and adaptive SoCSs. As well as AMD created a new GPU chip known as the MI300X, and it was designed for cloud providers and enterprises. And this is built for generative AI applications and outperforms NVIDIA's H100 GPU. And this lets AMD deliver comparable AI training performance and significantly higher AI interface programs compared to NVIDIA's H100 GPU. So now we are going into the financial statement part of this video. So to start, we have the income statement. As for the income statement, we can see for sales, for gross profit, for the common sized income statement stayed relatively the same, as well as cost of goods sold stayed relatively the same. Operating income saw a decrease from 2021 to 2023 now. This could be due to the PC market's lower demand compared to 2021. And as for my biggest takeaway for the condensed income statement, net income dropped a lot compared to 2021 to 2023. And as I stated before, this was due to a lower demand in the PC market, such as GPUs and CPUs, which are AMD's main selling points. As for the condensed balance sheets, we can see a lot of trends here. I would say the biggest trend that we saw was in goodwill and intangibles. There was a huge jump from 2021 to 2023, and this was due to the Xilinx acquisition. Current liabilities stayed relatively the same. Non-current liabilities stayed actually non-current liabilities jumped up from 2021 to 2023. Contributed capital jumped up again compared from 2021 to 2023. Retained earnings saw a positive number in 2023 compared to its previous years. And as for total liability and shareholder equity, we saw a massive jump from 2021 to 2023. As for its statement of cash flows, um, net operating expenses, net cash from operating saw a decrease, and as I said before, this could be due because of lower demand in the PC market. Investing from cash saw a jump from a negative number in 2021 to a positive number in 2023, which is good, but there was a small decline compared to 2022. And as for the net change in cash, we saw a negative number in net change in cash, but this isn't typically bad for AMD because they really haven't shown that these numbers stay negative for a consistent amount of time. And it could be because they are investing in other areas, such as AI, which has been a huge factor for AMD in these recent couple of months. And now, for their financial ratios, for their profitability ratios, they were overall weaker compared to 2022 to 2023. Efficiency ratios were also slower compared to 2022 to 2023. Like again, I said, there was a less consumer demand for the PC market in 2023. So these ratios are most of these ratios are going to be lower compared to 2023. But its liquidity ratio increased, which is a good sign. It shows that the company is really trying to achieve a more liquid outlook. And as for the solvency ratios, they stayed relatively the same besides its time interest earned, which saw a pretty big drop from 14.36 to 3.78. Um, but like I said again, this isn't a terrible number. Usually anything under 2.5 can be considered a risky number. So, should you invest in AMD? While analyzing the stock, I did some ratios such as the PE ratio, and it was seen that the stock is way overvalued at 320. But this could be due to its AI businesses expected to grow a lot. And this is holding true today as of March, which is this month. The stock is at an all-time high of $202.64. And its price to book, its PB ratio, is also very high compared to the industry average. So their PB ratio is 5.35 versus the industry of 4.2. As for just to put this in perspective, Yahoo had a validation model and it stated that the stock is currently overvalued by 24%. And for me, I would advise not to invest in AMD stock. I know I just said before the stock is at an all-time high right now and it's expecting to achieve a lot of growth in 2024 due to AI. But I would wait to invest in its stock. I think it's way overvalued right now, and buying a stock when it's at its all-time high may not be the best outlook. AMD stock is known to be very volatile, having a beta of 1.58. And I know this can be counterintuitive because the stock is volatile and it could increase a lot or the stock can decrease a lot. So I would wait for a price drop to invest in AMD for sure. And that's my presentation, and here's my works cited. Thank you for listening, and have a good night.